Hello friends, Adam here. It is still war in Israel, and here I am recording another video during the war. And this video is going to talk about how to write a good first book in 8-step process. And let's dive into it. But first of all, if you want to learn how to write good poetry from scratch with all the details, there's a free ebook in the link attached. Check it out. Okay, let's get into it. Let's go to the screen and go through the 8 process steps, how to write a good first book. Okay, here we are. Here is the list of the steps to write a good book, how to write a good first book, 8-step process. First of all, decide what type of book you're writing. There are so many books in the world, like there are chapbooks, thrillers, poetry, novels, romance, fantasy, fiction, science fiction, non-fiction, etc. You gotta pick the style you want to write your books in, and you always can write outside of your genre, but the more you stick to the genre you pick, the better your books become, the better your name gets associated with those styles that you pick, with those genres that you pick, with those books that you write. For example, Stephen King, he writes horror. John Grisham, he writes thrillers. J.K. Rowling, she writes fantasy, etc. Pick a style and keep writing in it, and sometimes you can indulge in out of a style book that you want to scribe whatever you want, and be patient with it. Okay, second step, pick a working title. You can change it later as you go. Well, pick a title for your book. You have to name the beast in order to know how to treat it. Once you have a name for your book and you work with it and you don't like it later on because you worked through half of the book and you now see and understand better what are you working on, you can swap it, you can change it. For example, I had a book I titled Douchebag Dance Around the Holy Land, and then I changed it to Disillusioned, the Notes of a Wisdom Maker, or something like that. I'm still working on that book, so don't catch me on a word, don't go Googling it, but it's still in the process. Okay, the third step is do your research, but don't get stuck here, because a lot of people get stuck on the research phase, and they watch movies, they watch documentaries, read articles, read other books, talk to people, and they get stuck here. I believe 15 hours devoted out of your free time to research is enough of information that you can gain to compose and process in order to create your own thing. So 15 hours is a golden number, I believe. Fourth step, outline your book. Write chapter names and short description, what each chapter is about. You always can change it later, and it's okay to know everything, not to know everything up front. Outlining your book is like creating a skeleton for your book. You give chapters titles, you give short descriptions on what those chapters are about. And it's like creating a skeleton for your book that later you're going to put a meat on it and create a body of work. And this is very important. Do devote some time to it, and then move forward to the fifth step. Start writing chapter number 1. Write at least 1,000 words a day. Keep it consistent. Don't write more or less than that to keep the momentum. There used to be days when I wrote my thriller Hacker's Diary Duty Free, that I wrote over 1,000 words a day, that I wrote maybe 2,500 words or 5,000 words a day. And basically those amounts of words, they get back into you, because one day you write 2,000 words, the other day 5,000 words. It's inconsistent. You better write 1,000 words for 10 days than writing 10,000 words in one day, because consistency is the key in this art, in this process. Okay, step number 6. When you're finished with your draft, find a reader besides yourself to read it and point out the possible ways for improvement. Because there's a saying like what one human eye sees, the other one doesn't. Because if you read it yourself, you're gonna see from your own perspective. And if you pick somebody else, somebody whom you can trust, and they read your draft, and find ways to improve it. They recommend you those ways to improve it. It's a very beneficial process because you know how to create a better work and a better body of art, like, you know, better results. That's what I mean to say, better result. Okay, let's move to the next step. Edit the book at least 2 times. It means you have to read it yourself at least 2 times. Be patient. Everything worthwhile takes time. Track your reading by moving paper clips from one tiny box to another. By this, creating a habit of measuring your progress. It is symbolic, but it works. By paper clips, I mean those things, like, you know, paper clips, those things. And I use glasses in order to move one paper clip to another. I have like a bunch of paper clips in one glass, and then during the progress, I move one paper clip to another glass. And by that, I create a ritual or a habit of moving forward, because it's symbolic and it's purely psychological that some kind of progress is going on. It makes you feel and believe that your process is progressing, because it does. And you have to, but otherwise you don't have a way to measure it besides the words in your Word file. But that's not enough, because you have to measure something manually. And paper clips are a great way to do it. You can use nails, you can use clips, you can use whatever is small, marbles, you can use marbles. Whatever is small and easily manageable, you can use this to measure your progress by moving from one location, one container to another. And this is beautiful. This is part of the progress. It's a habit. It's part of a game, and it's nice. Finally, pick a publishing company: KDP, Lulu, Ingram, Spark, Draft to Digital. And the first book better be self-published, because it's not your best work, you know. It's a first book. You just made an effort. You showed the world that you can do it, and that's enough. And then when you go to publish it on KDP, Lulu, or the others, you understand that your book actually can be sold and can be presented in front of other people as a product. And if you go on and read on the traditional publishing about the traditional publishing and decide traditional publishing is better for you, you might just do it, because, you know, a lot of people having a lot of success with self-publishing, and the self-publishing is an interesting game to play, because the more you write, the more you understand it, the more you publish, the better you become in it. But traditional publishing is a larger scale game, because you go with a company and they do a lot of work for you, but they do charge for it handsomely, and they basically rob you of your profits. Unless you know what you're doing, and you can do the same with self-publishing. But that robbery is not exactly a robbery, it's more of a trade. They trade money that you earn for their expertise and their promotion, their marketing. They give you something worse in the end. But some people do understand self-publishing better and do a better job themselves, and get to keep more money for themselves. Well, this is it. Thank you for watching. These are the 8 steps on how to write a good first book. I'm happy you watched this video, because it's gonna help you tremendously. I didn't have this list when I started. I had to learn it all by myself. And this is something better to have rather than not to have. Thank you for watching. Cheers. By the way, here is a Stephen King quote about editing. A well-known Stephen King quote about editing comes from his book on writing, A Memoir of the Craft. To write is human, to edit is divine. This is the emphasis on how editing is important in the process of writing. Editing basically takes 80% of time and effort from writing, and it should be this way. Then another famous piece of editing advice from the same book is kill your darlings, even when it breaks you in an egocentric little scribbler's heart, kill your darlings. Well, what he means as a horror writer, or he's a horror writer, he means like kill your cash cows, make those heroes in your book suffer, because this is what makes them grow, basically. and otherwise there is no process, there is no plot, you know. So it's not literal kill your darlings, it's metaphorical. So be careful what you choose and how you treat your energetic scribbler's heart. Well, thank you for watching. Cheers. Well, this is it, guys. We went through the entire 8 steps. And if you want to learn how to write good poetry, check out the link. I remind you again. And check out the link below. It's free. And basically, here in this video, you just learned how to write a good book in 8 steps. If you apply all of the steps, you're definitely gonna write a good first book, worthwhile of a reader. But it's not gonna be a bestseller. So, and even if it's not gonna be a bestseller, don't get discouraged, because you always can write a second, a third, and a fourth book. The more books you write, the better you get. Well, thank you for watching, and success to your journey. Cheers, Adam.